Hey everyone, Adam Zucker with you for a few more rounds of Disc Golf World Championship action. This year, the PDGA descends on Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, Michigan. I'll be joined shortly by John Dusler, and coming up in about an hour, we'll take you out for the finals in the Women's Open Championship. It'll be Valerie Jenkins, the defending champ, looking to win back-to-back titles. Remember, she unseated Des Redding, who had won back-to-back titles before her. Liz Carr, Angela Chickfree, and more look to unseat Val Jenkins when we take you out for the women's finals. And after the women are done, we'll take you to the Men's Open Championship. David Feldberg comes in, the top-rated disc golfer in the world. Will he win his first world championship? He'll have to hold off Nate Doss, last year's world champ, plus the likes of Mike Randolph, who made it onto the finals card last year, and Matt Oram, plus the usual suspects like Ken Climo and Avery Jenkins. Now, in addition to the men's and women's open divisions, there are a lot of other world championships at stake here. For more on that, let's go to our man on the scene, John Dusler.
Well, Adam, not only are there 7 professional world championships up for grabs, but there's 13 amateur divisions that'll be competing for world championships as well.
So in all, 900 disc golfers come into the area, 10 courses in use, 6 predominantly by the amateurs, 4 mostly by the pros. John, take us through the courses that the pros will be playing on.
Well, Oshtemo Park is a typical municipal park, but the course itself is found in some of the less well-developed parts of the park.
A lot of tight fairways, lots of forest. There's some water in the lake here, and this is real fun disc golf.
Hole number 9 is a great example of what the players will face here. It's a 518-foot hole, a little bit longer than most of them. It narrows in the middle of the fairway, and it leads off to a dogleg left for the finish of this great hole. The Coldbrook course, it's a classic old-school disc golf course. It's relatively short, but very wooded. 90% are in the woods. Hole number 4 is a great example of what they'll find here at the Coldbrook course. There's a fence along the right side, so that's out of bounds, and some tall oaks and low brush are going to keep the players' skills in full tact here at Coldbrook. Victory Park at Albion, Michigan. This is the crown jewel of all the courses here at this year's Worlds. It's a well-groomed, magnificent course, and the Kalamazoo River runs through most of it. You have to watch out on hole 11. It's only 216 feet, but water on the left-hand side will make those right-handed throwers think twice about going right at the pin. The Timber Ridge Ski Resort course is where it all comes together for the finals. It is a ski resort course, but they use a lot of the woods for this course to make it a real challenge. We're not just following the ski trails.
It's easy to see a lot of the holes. It's kind of a spectacular thing. You get to showcase big, long shots that could travel 600, 700 feet in the air before they hit the ground. It's always a lot of fun to see those kinds of, that kind of golf.
Hole 16, 792 feet. It's downhill. It's a great view, but watch out because there's woods on both sides, which means trouble if you're throwing that far.
John, those courses look great, and we'll get out to them shortly. But first, this is the World Championship. This is the biggest event year in and year out for the PDGA. And earlier, we found out what it means to some of the major players in the game on and off the course.
Well, the World Championships is a reunion for our members. Once a year, we gather and see old friends that we haven't seen in the year past. It's a convention for people within our sport, the manufacturers, retailers. People come from all over the world to be together, and it's just it's the big show for us.
I've kind of been looking forward to this for the whole year.
It's my favorite event by far because not only is it the best players, but it's a lot of old friends. So you get to see the people that you helped create a sport with.
It's a big gathering for a big family. It's almost like a family reunion with a big tournament involved.
I mean, this is the rally point for everybody, the world, not just us, and it's a big part of my life.
The great coming together, I think, of all the people and the competition and the courses. It's probably the most competitive event that you're going to go to all year. It's kind of where you put yourself out there and say, this is who I am, and you try to fit into the pecking order of where you belong.
You know, it's a totally different tournament. There's no other tournaments that have this many rounds, plays so many courses, and this many competitors, basically. So it's really a test on you, mentally, physically, emotionally.
Just getting out there and just putting as much forward as I can and playing as hard as I can and not letting my head, or trying not to let my head get in the way.
I feel like I learn a new thing every tournament.
When you take the Worlds and you put it together the way they do it, the cream rises to the top. So you know who's good after the thing's over with.
Well said by the former world champ, Joe Mila. And when the cream rises, here's what they're going after, the prize money for all of the pro divisions. The men's open division, a total purse of nearly $37,000 with first place taking home $6 grand. On the women's side, just under $6,000 up for grabs. The men's masters, close to $20,000 with first place taking home $3,000. The Grandmasters winner will take home $2,000. On the Masters women's side, a total purse of $1,500. The senior Grandmasters competing for $4,000, while the legends go after a total purse of $1,750. And we're almost set to take you out to the ski slope for the men's Masters finals. But first, this break.
Innova is the most popular and complete line of golf discs. From distance and fairway drivers to mid-range putt and approach discs, Innova provides the technology to improve your game. Our discs are responsible for more world records and more world champions than all other companies combined. 2008 world champion David Feldberg uses Innova discs. Innova, the choice of world champions.
Most regular beer has a certain attitude, but a beer that isn't filtered has a slightly different attitude. Bells, live life unfiltered.
And now it's time for some disc golf. Let's start with the men's Masters division as we get you ready for the finals. All right, John, the men's Masters division open to players older than 39 but still feeling young. 77 players in this year's field, almost 20 grand up for grabs, including top prize of $3,000. Let's meet some of the contenders, John, starting with Stan McDaniel.
Adam, Stan's been designing courses for a number of years. It's kept him out of the World Championships for the last few years, but as you can see here, he's got plenty of skills left. He's playing very fresh, and Stan loves to have a good time out on the disc golf course with all his friends, and it really shows in his game here. He's fresh, he's making great shots, and he's in the hunt for a World Championship.
And Eric Roadhouse looking for a win on the road, John.
From Louisville, Kentucky, Adam. Eric's having a great year. He split his time between the Open Division and the Masters Division, and he is really a player that can be reckoned with here at the World Championships.
Dean Tannock, he's always on the leader card.
He won a World Championship in 2005, Adam. He's from Alabama, and he has all the skills it takes with a shot like that. Dan Ginnerly, he's the most recent Hall of Fame inductee. Dan's not just a great promoter, but he's a great player as well. As you can see, he's got the distance, he's got the putting, he's got what it takes here in the World Championships.
The guys having the best week include Al Shack, the local guy looking for his first World Championship, John.
That's right, Adam. Sugar is soft-spoken, but boy, his game is making a lot of noise here in Kalamazoo Battle Creek. He's making great putts, great drives, and Al is primed to win his first World Championship in his career with great shots like that.
And how about Joe Mila, the guy who can knife through the trees, the technician they call him.
Considered by many one of the best left-handed disc golfers in the sport, Joey has a 2001 World Championship under his belt, but he gets better with age, Adam, with shots like that.
And it's what's for breakfast, Jim Oates.
From California, he's the defending and two-time world champion in the Masters division. Jim's got a lot of skills with up shots like that, great putting, and Jim plays with a lot of motion. It's not unheard of that he will be talking to himself and anybody that'll listen out on the course, but man, his game does a lot of talking out there too.
And there's nothing relaxing about the way this hammock approaches the game.
No, Adam, Brad is probably the most decorated Masters disc golfer in the history of our sport. 4 World Championships under his belt. He's got tremendous skills with great shots like that off the tee. He lets his discs do the talking right there under the basket. Well, we're just about set for our men's Masters finals. It's Al Sugar Shack with a 4th-row lead over perennial finalists Jim Oates and Brad Hammock. But the big story is Joey Mila coming off the second card. It was a 3-way tie after the semifinals, but Joey won the first hole of Southern Death to complete the finalists here at Timber Ridge Ski Resort.
All right, John, here we go. The Pro Masters Finals, and Al Shack with a 4-stroke lead, and he's got something not in common with the other 3 in the leaderboard.
You're right, Adam. He's the only one of the finalists who has not won a world championship in the PDGA World Championships. He's a great player, but it's been elusive for him so far in his career.
And his first drive put him right next to another tee pad. That'll be good footing for his second throw. Jim Oates, the defending champ.
Jim's a 2-time world champion coming off last year's 2007 tournament. And here's Brad, the 4-time Masters world champion, back in the finals.
Had his shoulders in position long before he came running in there for his drive, and he's nice and up the hill. And here comes Joe Mila, the technician, making it into the finals. As you said, they call him the technician in the pines of Tyler State Park in Pennsylvania, and he uncorks rollers like nobody else.
There's an air roller from Joey, the 2001 PDGA Masters world champion.
Looking good in red. And it'll be Mila going first here for the second throw. Another roller for him.
It's really the shot he loves. He gets the most distance out of it. He can't compete with the air shots, but boy, that roller goes far for him.
And that's why they call him the technician. He reads the wind. He knows what disc to use at all times. He even does some TV work, I hear. Now here's Hammock with a big run-up and a nice line on this one.
That wind is pushing it to the right a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it is. But he's still looking at the opening. And now here's Shack, like I said, using that tee pad a little bit.
Yeah, that's if you don't make the Mando. That's the provisional tee pad, but he was only there because his first shot went to the left.
Oh, he benefits from it. And now the third throws. And Joe Mila is up there looking good.
These are such tough up-hole hills here, but look at Brad. He's not to be stopped. Right under the basket.
So far, it'll be drop-ins for these guys. Shack actually hits Joey's disc. And Jim Oates. All these guys within 5-10 feet. So we skip ahead to hole 5 here in the Pro Masters, and it's Brad Hammock leading us off, John.
Brad has the box here. Let's see, he gets far out there, but boy, that late fade into the woods is going to give him some trouble.
A very tricky hole with the pin up on a slope. The ski lift is in your way as well. Jim Oates.
Way too much air underneath that disc. I think he's going to end up going into the woods as well.
Yeah, still had a lot of height and a lot of flying to do. Now here is Al Ski Shack.
Let's see if he learned anything from those first 2 throws. It looks like he did. He stayed to the right, and he's curving on in.
Wow, he avoided the ski lift, the chair lift as well there, and he is on the green, looking right up at the basket. Now, good hole for Joe Mila, the lefty.
Yeah, you would think with the left-handed throw, he can curve it in, but it looks like that wind is pushing it left for the left-handed thrower.
Turned him over a little bit, and he's a bit into the woods there. Now here is Oates flicking out.
This should finish up nice for him, though.
Gets up onto the hill there, and a clean look, at the very least, for his third shot.
Here's your lefty Joey.
He's pin high, still looking uphill. You saw him a little frustrated after that throw.
Out with a comfortable lead, and he lays it up nicely under the basket.
Yep, perfect placement for him. Nice, calm hole. Meanwhile, here is Hammock, still looking through some green.
That's all I could hope for, Mike. That's not a bad shot, Brad.
So he's out of the woods, but still with some work to do. Lays up nicely, but he's got those garbage cans now in his way.
You can see they're keeping it nice and low. He hits the bottom of the pin. That's a lucky result for Jim. Otherwise, he would have been looking up at the basket like Joey is right now.
And Joe frustrated because he didn't get enough on that, and then it rolled down the slope. He's laughing about it a bit.
Wow.
And And there you go. That's from practicing those elevated pins at Tyler State Park that he himself helped build. Here's hammock. Not always good to have garbage cans near a hammock, and that time off the top plate and down the slope, so he's looking at the uphill putt.
You can see the wind is behind his back, which makes it really tough to elevate the disc on that throw. And there's Al, your leader, finishing out.
And now to hole 9, Al Shack looking to put the finishing touches on this World Championship, John.
Yeah, he got a nice tee shot down the right side, and that's going to curve right back into play at him.
Looking to maintain his lead, keeping it away from out of bounds, and his last name Shack, going near a little ski shack there. Here is Jim Oates, the defending champ. Not even much of a run-up.
Great power by Jim. He just takes one step and hauls off in this downhill throw. Looks like it's curving to the left, though. See if it stays in bounds. No.
Wow, it's going to skid a little bit off to the side there, and that's going to put him in some trouble. Now here's Brad Hammock, nice and low along the right side. Don't turn over. It won't. Looking clean, John.
Yeah, Brad knows what he's doing up there at the hill. He's a 4-time world champion, Adam, and he is much in control right now.
And that'll leave us to Joe Mila. Now he's a lefty, so he's going to play this thing much differently.
Playing it dangerously down that left side, but look at that thing. Looks like it's coming back a little bit.
You want to be on this side of those blue poles. And he'll get an applause for that.
Ooh, nice throw by Jim.
Jim's third shot after going OB. He's right there by the pin. Joey Mila, finishing style. Almost. He can make those. Lays up. He'll take a 3. Brad Hammock nailing his putt. A great world championship for him. Joe Mila and Jim Oates will finish off their putts, and all that's left to do is for the Michigan native, Al Shack, to finish this one off, John.
It's the home course advantage for Al Shack. He gets his first world championship.
And now from some of our more experienced players to some of the younger ones, several divisions of juniors competing for world championships here in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, and John caught up with some of disc golf's up-and-comers.
We're here with David Wiggins from High Point, North Carolina. David, how are things going so far in this year's Worlds?
It's going pretty good. I'm in second place right now. I hope to gain a couple of strokes on the leader.
You've been getting a lot of attention here. You're 13 years old. You've moved up to the 19 and under division, the juniors. How does that affect your game?
I pretty much feel normal because normally I'm playing the advanced division with adults and stuff. A lot of people help me get to where I am, like Dave Gilstrap, my dad especially.
I'm hoping that disc golf will continue to grow like it's growing, and there's more prize money and more sponsors coming into the sport in the future, and we're hoping that it's there for him to try to make a living at it. But, we're trying to cover all the possibilities. Right now, we're just having a good time, as a father and son, and I think that's how a lot of people get into it. It's a great sport for that, and it's free. It's in most places, and it's good exercise, and you get outdoors. So we'll take it as far as we can go with it and, see where it ends up.
And Wiggins is one of many young people growing up with disc golf as a way of life.
Oh, my dad's influence is huge. I mean, he got me started real early, just throwing out around at Shenley Park with just lids. He said I had a disc in my hand at like age 2 or 3.
This sport, I don't know what it is about it. It seems to attract a bunch of level-headed, kind of very mature young people. And, it doesn't matter what these kids do when they get older. They're going to be successful because they're just really, really quality young kids.
I just have to try and remember to have fun. I mean, it's the World Championships. It's the biggest event of the year. But as long as I stay positive and have fun with it, I'll get through it.
And now here's a look at how the junior divisions finished. And perhaps some of those young players on their way to becoming professionals. But if not, there's also the amateur competition, and there was plenty of it this week in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. Let's check out some of the highlights.
Here with Jeremy Koling, the advanced amateur world champion. Jeremy, how do you feel right now?
I can't describe it, man. This is something I've been dreaming about for a little bit over a year now, and you got to give me some time to soak it in first, man. It's unreal. This is amazing.
Tell us what your challenges were on the course this week and how you overcame them.
I've been just thinking about it, dreaming about it, and just coming out here and doing it. There's a lot of pressure. There's a pressure I wasn't used to. That was basically what, just consistent golf the whole week is what kept me in it.
Your 2008 men's amateur world champion, Jeremy Koling.
I mean, it was just amazing. It was just so much fun. It's the best week I've ever had in my life. So,
well, Jeremy, congratulations. We look forward to great things from you in the future.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
So it was Koling by 12 throws over Ryan Herzog to win the advanced men's division. In the advanced women's side, it was Kelsey Brakel by 7 over Paige Pierce and Michelle Frazier. In the advanced masters division, Tim Weimer by 3 throws over Mark A. Roberts, while on the masters women's side, it was Carla DeProfit by 4 throws over Deb Olmar. In the advanced grandmasters division, Mark Stedham by 6 throws over Razor Ray Missy, and in the advanced grandmasters women's division, Sheila Calhoun with a score of 535, 7 throws better than Fiona Ming Menzies. In the advanced senior grandmasters division, it was Terry Calhoun by 3 throws over Chuck Hornsby.
The future is very bright for the PDGA. Our sport is getting a tremendous amount of media exposure. Membership is up. The sport is just growing really fast.
Just even seeing all the juniors here this week, I see an amazing potential out of them, and they love the sport so much.
Disc golf, I mean, you can travel anywhere. I just like all the people and like playing with them, and I think the sport has a pretty bright future.
It's excellent outdoor activity, great for families, inexpensive, good physical exercise, and very multifaceted game that I think as time goes on will become a very major sport in this country and hopefully worldwide.
Welcome back. Many of us know disc golf can get pretty stressful during a round, and you can focus on a lot of things, your own score, or your competitor's score, or the next tree in the fairway. We asked some of the pros competing for money in this year's World Championship, what are they thinking about? The course or the competition?
You're always competing against the course. But usually when it comes down to the last few holes, you kind of think about your score, their score, where everybody's at.
It's all about yourself and how you can do on the course. It doesn't really matter what other guys are doing.
Never against the players. I love those guys. They're so much fun. If I play the course the way I want to and get beat, I can leave with feeling good about it.
Clearly the courses is what you're playing if you're doing it right.
It's you against the course, and that's all it is. And if you play the course correctly, you might do well in the tournament. And if you get caught up in what other people are doing, you're either going to have mind games with yourself, and it's not going to work out.
Well, if you compete against them, you don't win. I've been competing against the course, and a couple times I caught myself competing against them this week when they were playing really hot, and they were jumping all around me, and some of them were having great rounds. I got caught up doing that, and that's when I'd play poorly.
For me, it's always the courses. I always focus on the courses and focus on just playing my game, staying within myself, trying to play the best on every course that I can. I don't really worry about what anybody else is doing, because if you do that, then you lose focus on, you know, trying to birdie a hole or trying to get a nice par or whatever. So you got to just stay focused on the courses and play it hole by hole.
Take each hole one at a time. Don't worry about what you just did on that last hole. You know you can redo it. You have 18 holes out there. You have 18 chances to redeem yourself on each one of them and do the best you can.
And as we get set for the semifinals in the men's open division, let's see how we got here. Some of the best highlights from the week among the best players in the world. The men's open division with 144 players, nearly 37,000 up for grabs. $6,000 will go to this year's world champion.
And with a payday like this on the line, Adam, it's brought out the best in our men's open division with shots like these from earlier in the week.
Here's Avery Jenkins, who's come awful close over the past few years. Always going to be around the top 10, top 20, and having some good fun in the early rounds. Not all of his putts falling, but he's in contention. Paul McBeth, some bad luck here, John. That's the way the disc rolls.
Yeah, Adam, he's a young player. This is the first year he's really emerged as a formidable talent. He's in the semis this year, and there's nothing but a bright future ahead for Paul.
And here's Christian Dietrich looking good.
Real surprise this year, Adam. Christian Dietrich was in the lead group for a number of rounds in the middle of the week, but he just couldn't hold on long enough to get himself into the finals.
How about Josh Anton's chances?
Well, Josh comes from that talented pool of Northern California disc golfers. He's got the distance. He's got great putting skills, as you'll see here, Adam. It's just going to take a little bit more for Josh to get himself into the World Championship finals.
And here's a guy who's a favorite. You know him by his hair, but his game has really come a long way fast. Nico Locastro.
Oh, you got it, Adam. What a great player Nico is, a great young player. He had a fantastic week, was on the lead card most of the week, but a few putts fell short just like this in the semifinals. He didn't make the finals.
And the Tiger Woods of disc golf, the 12-time champ, Ken Climo.
Amazing, Adam. 20 straight years of consecutive top 10 finishes in majors.
Steve Rico, always around the top 10. How's he look coming into Worlds, John?
Steve's doing okay. He had a tough semifinal round. He's not going to be in the finals this year again, Adam.
And here's two-time champ Barry Schultz. He's got to like that they're doing the Worlds up north again.
Yeah, Barry's always in the hunt, Adam. His game is fundamentally sound in all aspects, as you can see with shots just like this.
Here's Jeff Bennett with that flick. He's been having a scorching week, John.
Yeah, he's a scorching week, and that shoulder gets a big workout on his drives, but Jeff is a top 10 finisher in last year's Worlds, and he is in the hunt again this year.
And then there's Marcus Schallstrom, second in the Worlds last year, the Scandinavian who now lives outside of Scranton, Pennsylvania, one of the biggest arms on tour.
Still a big arm, Adam, what great distance he has off the tee, but he got injured earlier in the season. He's had to adapt his game a little bit, but being in America, it's extended his disc golf season, so he's had a chance to make up for it.
I just started to play again 2 weeks ago. So I broke my finger, so I haven't played for 2.5 months, but it feels good anyway.
And after a year off from Worlds, Matt Oram is back and looking as good as ever.
Matt is a great young talent from Alabama. He is long, lean, and look at this drive from Matt. He was a finalist in 2005, missed last year's Worlds, but he's back in the hunt this year.
And now here's Mike Randolph. What a story he was last year coming out of the B pool. He almost had to do it again this time.
You know, I almost put myself in the B pool after my first round at Timber, but I was 2 strokes out of it, and I've been trying to shoot a little better here in the second half.
It was shots like this, Adam, that got Mike into the finals again this year.
And then Nate Doss. You know he's going to be on that finals card just coming into the event.
Adam, Nate is considered by many the best disc golfer in the last 4 years. He has a world championship in 2005, another in 2007. This year's going to be a tough one for him. Let's see if he's up to the challenge in 2008.
Courses are extremely challenging, but you know, a bad kick here or there, and you know, somebody else could win. So we'll see.
And Dave Feldberg, the top-rated disc golfer in the world, coming into this event, an event he has never won.
2008 might be the best year in Dave Feldberg's career, Adam. He won the Japan Open earlier in the year with great roller shots like that, and he is the complete package. Between his putting and his driving, Dave has capabilities of going all the way this year, and I wonder what a world championship would mean to him.
For me, it's the missing title. It's the title that I don't have. I've won every major that exists but the Worlds, and it'd give me something that nobody else had. The career Grand Slam, someone who's won every major.
And as David Feldberg knows, it's drive for show, putt for dough. The guy won over $37,000 in 2007. Here are some great putts from this week in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek.
Located in beautiful Wildwood Park in Columbia County, Georgia, is the Mecca of disc golf, the PDGA International Disc Golf Center, a must-see for anyone who's ever played the sport. It features a clubhouse with nearly 3,000 square feet of amenities and attractions that will make your visit a unique experience. The clubhouse is also home to the Hedrick Memorial Museum, which showcases many historical items from the early days of our sport. It also has the Hall of Fame, a tribute to the individual legends of disc golf's past and present. The full-service pro shop and helpful staff offer everything you will need for disc golf. Between rounds, be sure to relax and socialize with friends at the Roddick Tournament Pavilion. With a state-of-the-art clubhouse and training center and 2 very demanding championship-caliber courses, the International Disc Golf Center will challenge and improve every aspect of your game. The International Disc Golf Center, the world's premier destination for the sport of disc golf.
We're back and we're heading to the Women's Open division. Time to take you through the highlights from the week as we get set for the semis. So the details for the Women's Open division. 21 players are in it, $5,700 up for grabs, top prize of $1,650. You see Val Jenkins uncorking one there. She is the favorite coming in this time. But there are some others. Let's take a look at them, starting with Liz Lopez, John.
Yeah, Liz is from San Antonio, Adam. She really emerged as a great player this year. This experience is going to go a long way for a bright future for Liz.
And 5-time champ Elaine King going after another title.
One of the few players that has an era in disc golf named after her, Adam.
And Birgitta Lagerholm, the 2004 champ in Des Moines. Iowa's not too far away.
Birgitta makes the pilgrimage to the World Championships every year, Adam, because she feels that playing with the world's best brings out the best in her.
It's giving me a little bit of edge, and I need the edge as well, just not the recreational thing.
And one of the more colorful characters on tour, John, Carrie Burlager.
Yeah, she's one of the favorites, Adam. She's been touring for a number of years, plays all different kinds of disc sports, not just disc golf. But she is a great talent in disc golf. Unfortunately, she fell just a little short in this year's championships and did not make it to the finals.
Angela Chickfree, John, always a contender.
Angela combines great disc golf skills with physical fitness, Adam, and it really bodes well for long events like this, and this year is no exception. She's hung in there tough and made some great shots. She's in the finals.
And here's Liz Carr.
This is brand new territory for Liz. We know she's talented. I don't know if it's whether she knows these courses well or not, but she's playing with good attitude, great skills, and she is in the finals too, Adam.
And our defending champ from the first family of disc golf, Valerie Jenkins.
The defending world champion, Adam, she leveraged her 2007 world championship into an amazing 2008.
I've been having a better year this year. I've been placing very well at most of the tournaments that I've been playing, so I know what my game is, and I just know I'm ready.
Valerie's just on her game. She proved it yesterday, shooting so well, but you know, Des is one of those people that just keeps coming, so I think it'll come down to one of those two.
Des Redding, John, 3 times this decade a world champion.
Yeah, she is a great player. She's having a good week. She's had some tough breaks this week. You can see her giving a little kick to that shot and trying to get over the creek. Des is really being challenged by Val, though, and I think that's good for Des because it's brought out some of the best skills in her game.
Besides the men's and women's open divisions, there were several other championships to be won, some by first-timers, some by disc golfers who are no strangers to hoisting a trophy. Let's check it out. In the Legends Final, it was Raymond Carr of La Mirada, California, claiming the championship, finishing 35 strokes ahead of his fellow Californian, Tom Skidmore. Congratulations, Raymond Carr, a PDGA Legends World Champ. In the Senior Grandmasters, it was Peter Shive of Laramie, Wyoming, holding off Michael Gates to earn his 8th consecutive World Championship and 9th overall. Peter Shive winning by 2 strokes to take home over $1,300. In the Women's Masters Final, Pam Renicky, a finalist for the 3rd time in 4 years, this time leaving nothing to doubt, winning by 20 strokes after finishing in 4th last year and 2nd in 2005. Pam Renicky, a world champion. In the Grandmasters women, Kathy Hardiman from Colorado Springs does it again, winning by 39 strokes, a 3-peat world champion. To the Grandmasters, who needs a hacky sack when you can be a miniac? Greg the Miniac Hosfeld, his first year competing in Grandmasters, going toe-to-toe with last year's champ, David Greenwell. Hosfeld would take a 3-stroke lead after the semis, and then in the finals, holding on to the lead to pocket $2,000. Greenwell would be right there with him, Kenny Lee coming in 3rd, and Jake Galbrecht, who designed the courses at Cadora State Park, which include a 9-hole mini course, nailing this putt to finish in 4th place. But it was the Miniac, Greg Hosfeld, winning the championship in creative fashion.
Your 2008 Men's Grandmasters World Champion, Greg Hosfeld.
We're here with Greg the Miniac Hosfeld, our 2008 Grand Masters World Champion. Greg, winning world championships never gets old, does it?
Not even close. I just would like to test that theory a lot more often. But yeah, I'm real excited, very excited.
And coming up next, here on Championship Day, we will go to the Men's Open semifinals and see which 4 disc golfers will be on that final card.
Not just a walk in the park anymore. disc golf has evolved into an entire industry which features our equipment we use on the course, apparel, collectibles, guides for the sport, and other flying discs and things you'll see on the course. This year's Fly Mart in 2008 was one of the biggest ever. It featured vendors from all over the world who combined their creativity and entrepreneurial spirit to help grow this great game of disc golf.
All right, see, this is the magic of the marketplace.
Wow, it's a beautiful morning here in Kalamazoo for our semifinal round. We know that Dave Feldberg and Nate Doss are going to be in the finals, but there's 8 other players who can possibly make it in. Some of those players are the likes of 12-time world champion Ken Climo, 2005 finalist Matt Oram, Marcus Schultz from last year's finals, and surprise finisher last year, Mike Randolph. He's in the hunt too. So they're going to have to put some great plays together to get into this year's finals for the World Championships.
And John, many of the usual suspects in contention for making the finals, like Steve Rico, 6th, entering the semis. He would card a 52, had some great putts like this one coming up here, but it would be not enough, and he would finish 8th place overall, taking home $1,150. Jeff Bennett was also 6th, entering the semis. He shot a 51 and made some beautiful shots along the way. He finished 6th overall at Worlds, $1,350 going home to the 17th ranked player in the world. Barry Schultz, a 2-time PDGA world champ, knifing some putts through the trees, but not all of them were falling. He carded a 50 in the semis and goes home with $1,350. Now Marcus Schultz, who finished 2nd in 2007, can also hit his big putts like he did there, a 48 in the semis, but he would finish 1 stroke out of the finals. Another guy who can throw them long, Avery Jenkins, finalist back in 2006, shot a 53 and finished 15th this year. And Ken Climo always makes his move in the semifinals, was 6th entering the semifinal round, but had trouble connecting on some of his magical jump putt attempts. And Ken Climo, a top 10 finisher in every major for the last 20 years, finishes in 10th place, not advancing to the finals here at Kalamazoo. Nate Doss trying to be a finalist in the 4th consecutive Worlds. Off the top there, he was in very safe shape entering the semifinals. Shot a 52, off the rim there as well. And Nate would advance to the finals thanks to shots like that. The defending world champ on his way to the final card. A lot of chains here in the semis, perhaps saving some of his best putts for the finals as he connects one more time. Now, Nico LaCastro led most of the week, but had trouble late going. 65 in the 7th round as he struggled with consistency and ended up faced with some tough shots. He would finish 10th after being with the leader group in the semifinals, but had trouble in the front 9 of the semis, and it was just too much to overcome, even though he made some great shots like this one. Nico LaCastro, in the end, was unable to make it to the finals. And here was Matt Oram, who didn't play in the 2007 Worlds, coming through with some big shots in the semis, staying out of tree trouble here, getting his way toward the final card. Great putting like that, able to hold off Marcus Schultz by just 1 stroke to make the finals. A big putt from out of the woods wouldn't fall here for him, but look at this one, shining in the light and connecting. Matt Oram from Mobile, Alabama, on his way to the finals. Meanwhile, Mike Randolph, he was 5th entering the semis, barely plays in PDGA events, but his technique was coming through for him. Carding a 48, nailing big putts like that one, came from nearly the B pool once again like he did last year to get close and end up in the finals thanks to a 48 in the semis, and look at that. With momentum going into the finals.
I got some great kicks out there. I'm glad I had the gallery support. That always helps. I'll take anything I can get so I can beat this guy.
But the best round of the semifinals belonged to the best disc golfer in the world in terms of rankings coming into the event. David Feldberg hitting all the clutch shots, shooting a 47. He finished 5th in Worlds last year. Nothing was going to prevent him from making the finals this time around. In hot pursuit of his first ever World Championship, Feldberg would finish on an amazing streak of 12 birdies in a row. Feldberg would have a 13-throw lead after the semifinals.
You played some amazing golf in your whole career. This is 12 birdies in a row.
Was it?
Had you ever played that well?
Earlier this week, I guess I did, but I haven't, maybe one time in Europe and one time in Japan. But overall, this is one of the best performances of my career.
Now, before we go back to Timber Ridge for a Safari 9 finals where aces will be impossible, let's check out some of the shots this week that rocked the chains, grazed the rim, or almost went home, but didn't.
Hit it. Hit it. Oh, geez. Woo!
From near aces to the queens of disc golf, it is time for the Women's Open Finals. Val Jenkins in firm control as she goes for back-to-back world titles, but a big battle for second. John Dusler with more from hole number 1.
Well, we're just about ready to launch the Women's Open Finals here at the Timber Ridge Ski Resort. We have Val Jenkins with a commanding 10-throw lead, but second place is hotly contested. Michigan's Liz Carr and Des Redding, the 3-time world champion, will be battling it out for that second place. And finishing off the card is Angela Chick-Fry, one of last year's finalists.
And here is Val on the par 5, 780-footer, John.
This really plays into Val's strength, her long throwing, and there's a great example of it right here, Adam.
A smooth throw, staying completely out of trouble, and she'll have a good look for her second shot. Trying to repeat as Women's Open champ and in great shape as she starts the finals up by 10 throws. Now here is Des Redding in a battle for second with Liz Carr, and it looks like she turned that one over a little bit more than she planned on.
Yeah, that's a tough landing spot there because she still has to look uphill to get to the basket, so she's going to be challenged with her second throw.
And it looks like the tower from the ski lift might be in her way. We'll see. Here's Carr now.
Really compact throwing style here, but boy, she gets the most out of it with this throw.
And she's on the other side of the fairway from Redding. And she seems to like it. That'll bring up Chick-free.
Angela's been a finalist a few times here in the Worlds, and she is a really good developing player. She works on her game a lot. She tours around the country, and she's in the right spot here with her tee shot and in the World's finals.
Seems to be in the finals nearly every year. It'll be tough, though, for her to unseat Jenkins this time around. First second throw is from Liz Carr, and she is in good shape, looking right at that opening toward the pin. Now here's Chick-free.
You can see how difficult it is running up the hill, trying to get some good leverage, and she did not quite get the distance she wanted out of that throw right there.
And luckily, she didn't throw it much further. Otherwise, she would have a very tough angle for her third shot. Now Redding, just hugs it around that tower. Maybe not maximum distance, but a great angle coming up for her third throw. And Jenkins, much further up the hill on her drive.
Just look at the advantage she has now with the distance on her second throw. She's way ahead of the rest of the pack here, so she continues to surge here for the World Championship.
And it doesn't hurt to have a famous caddy to carry your bag for you either. Here's Chick-free going with the hyzer, but it's going to fade out left a little bit short, but she's in the alleyway now.
Des really getting a low release point, and that fares well with that result. Look, she's going to have a putt left to get her 4.
And now here's Carr's third throw.
This is a good test for Liz. She really hasn't ranked up this high in the World Championships, but it's going to be a great learning experience for her either way, how she finishes in second or third place.
So some putts for birdie coming up for them. Here's Jenkins' third throw, and she is the closest to the pin of the bunch.
That's been the big difference in Val's game this year. She hasn't had to make long putts to score in the rounds with that great, powerful throw of hers.
Chick-free's long putt there, just curved shy, and so she was looking at a 5. Now here's Des for a birdie 4. Bounces it home, so she could be alone in second place if Liz misses her putt. But Carr, it falls out, and so Redding does take a one-stroke lead on her for second. And Jenkins, business as usual. So from that wide open first hole, we go into the woods here, John, for a par 5 666-footer.
For this hole, Adam, they actually go off the ski runs and into the woods for this very challenging hole number 2 in the finals.
Jenkins with a smile on her face. She got a little lucky there. The disc hit off a tree and landed in the fairway still. Now it's Redding's turn. And that one came out a little early, it looks like, and she's off to the side. Not much distance on that one either. Here's Carr's first throw. And she also off to the left side there. She might have a better look for her second throw as Chick-free lines up her drive.
She got it up a little high there. It's going to hyzer into that left side of the fairway. That's still not a bad place to be.
Des, the furthest out. She's going to go to the roller, a flick roller.
Not the result she wanted, though. Although it is coming back into the fairway, she's leaving herself with a tough third shot as she has to make a big right-hand turn around this fairway.
Yeah, golfers never want to hear "it's still you," and so her third throw here, still going up the fairway.
Des looks to be pressing a little bit. She looks a little bit tired out there because she's not getting that normal power that we're used to on her throws, but it looks like the rest of the girls are playing it safe as well.
Yeah, Chick-free was in a bit of a jam. She went low and got a nice skip up the fairway there. Liz is going to step out from the trees and go with the flick, but it's a good roll there. Hit a tree and went right back into the fairway.
Well, she's home in Michigan. That's her native state here, and she got a kind bounce from her native woods.
And now here's Des. This is her fourth throw.
She got behind that a lot better, and I think the result's going to be just as fine as she could imagine it to be.
And here's Jenkins. Going right up the road to victory.
Nice, easy throw, no stress at all. She's just cruising along.
And Avery's doing a great job carrying her bag. Chigfree getting a lot of power behind it this time and staying clean.
You can see how far the basket is set back from that right-hand turn. It's not like you just make the turn to the right and the basket's there. They still have a couple hundred feet to go once they make the turn. So this is a very, very challenging hole, Adam.
And finding the fairways become a lot easier as this hole has proceeded. As Des, this is her 5th throw.
There's the power we're looking for. Nice control from Des, and she looks like she got her adrenaline back there.
Now the 3rd throw for Jenkins. Good skip. Working our way toward the pin. Here is Chigfree.
Still has some work to do with that putt.
Everyone's still a little short. Carr's upshot.
I'm not sure if she's feeling the pressure there, coming up a little short, but look at Des's putt right here. Oh, that's a big one for her right there.
Yeah, saves a 6 there for Des. Could have been a 7 if she didn't make that one. And she wipes the sweat off her brow. Not sure she was actually perspiring. Chigfree, she misses that one wide. And Jenkins drills one home. She is in great shape. And Carr nails her putt. Hole 3, John, proving tricky all week, and the women running into trouble here.
It's a combination of a few things, Adam. First of all, the pin is down the hill on a dogleg right with the woods right behind it, but most importantly, it's a blind hole until they reach the crest of the hill, so they really don't know where or what they're throwing at.
Going into the woods on some of their first throws and then going way past the basket as they tried to get onto the green. But one thing remained constant, Valerie Jenkins putting.
Right in the middle of the pin, this is the putting that is carrying her through the whole week and will give her her 2008 World Championship.
And now to finals hole 4, an uphill, slight dogleg to the right, and Jenkins in control of the tee box, John.
She's in control of everything. She's in control of her throws. She's in control of the disc with great power behind it, and she's put herself in great shape to, again, play a great hole here.
And we've seen her putting come through for her already here in the finals like it has all week. Now Liz Carr.
You can see Liz got a little bit of air underneath the disc, and it faded away to the left. So not quite as long as Val, but still pretty good shape.
And she'll have to be careful not to hyzer out on her second throw, or she could end up in the woods. Here's Des, keeping it lower.
That's the smart play. There's your 2-time world champion, Des Redding, making a great throw there.
Of course, she is in that hotly contested second place spot with Liz. Here is Chigfree, staying to the right side of the fairway, and that is the good side.
She's just enjoying the ride here in the World's Final. She's really having a good time. She knows she's got 4th place wrapped up, and she's happy with that.
And now that slow walk up the hill. Chigfree's second shot will be first.
She has a tough time seeing the pin, so she knows she has to Anheuser this around the turn, but nope, she didn't throw it quite hard enough.
Hyzered out a little bit there. And now here is Carr off to the left side, which can prove very useful as she hugs the tree line on the right and just stays out of trouble.
You can see the significant elevation on this hole after that throw, and that really adds effective distance to each of the holes when they're thrown uphill like that.
And here's Des Redding, who put on an Anheuser clinic for us a couple years ago in the World's DVD, but this time catching a little bit of the tree, and so she'll remain well shy of the pin. Still facing that uphill climb, and now Jenkins, her second throw.
No run-up necessary for Val. She's got the power right there, and look at that throw right in the middle of the fairway, leaving her a makeable putt.
Jenkins with some great muscle. Like you said, no run-up required. Chigfree, her third.
Oh, that's a nice play for Angela.
Liz Carr going for it all, and she'll have an easy putt for 4.
It's a big play for Des here. She can get an advantage for that second place finish.
Ooh, great form on that one, and it just missed. It'll be a 4 for her, and how about Jenkins? Uphill, flopping it home for the birdie 3. And now finals hole number 5, Val Jenkins. Oh, she must be licking her chops for a big downhill unload here.
Look at that. And you see the ski lift on the right side. That's OB on the right side of that ski lift, but Val doesn't even worry about it. She just throws it straight down the hill. Beautiful shot.
And now here is Liz Carr. You don't want to get too far up here, right? You end up too far to the left, but Liz, ooh.
Good distance, but the position's going to be tough playing out of those woods on the left side.
Now here's Des. You see the way that disc came so close to the hilltop there, and perfect angle.
Nice low release, but she hits the side of the hill, and she cut rolls down to the lower part of this fairway.
And now here is Chigfree.
Wow, the women are all brave on this hole. They don't care about that out of bounds on the right side. They're going to challenge it anyway.
Here is Des. Luckily, she had her high socks for the tall grass. Hyzering through and avoiding any chairlift trouble. And here's Carr. Big sky hyzer to get out of the woods after her drive sailed way off to the left. Chigfree in good shape. Oh, look at that. Just skipping right past the basket and now a tough roll.
You can see the challenge here, Adam, is that this basket is placed at the crest of the hill, meaning if you go by it, you're going to get a result just like that you saw from Liz.
And Des, with her husband Jay right behind her, just went over the hill there and will have a tough uphill putt.
Surprising to see that from Des. I thought she would lay up a little more than that, but she was going for it.
Jenkins laying up a little bit too much, perhaps, but she's in great shape and wise to play it safe. So it's her throw again. A little wind push, and she's going down that slope of doom.
Well, you can get away with that when you have so many throws as a buffer here in the finals. See what Angela's got here.
That double-digit lead, Angela laying up. Des can't connect there.
Yeah, I think the wind is playing into effect here on the ski slopes.
It often does. Jenkins trying to read that wind correctly. The putt uphill, almost. Liz Carr being very careful with her putt. Didn't want that one to get away.
Not at all. She learned the lesson, and there's Angela putting out. Nice throw.
And now they'll finish up. Val taking a 5, Des taking a 5, Liz and Angela with 4s. And now to hole 6, Liz Carr in sole possession of second place, and this is a very flat hole here, John, a rare thing for this course.
It's flat, long, and wide open, so really not too much room for error here. These girls just can just haul back and throw as hard as they want.
Just got to dodge the wind if it's blowing. Chigfree, a little bit more of an S curve there than Liz had, and they're all in good shape so far. And here is our leader. Doesn't have to worry too much where this one goes.
Yeah, but she's still getting behind that throw. Look at the distance on this throw. Way out there.
And some play their best golf when they're just having fun, and that's how Val has to be right now. Des, probably a little lower than she wanted.
She's pressing right here. She knows she wants that second place, but she is pressing, which led to her low throw here on her first shot. Let's see how she makes up for it on this second one.
Gets a bit more behind it this time. Stays straight on down the fairway. And now Chigfree.
A lot of the challenge on these ski slope courses, Adam, is the run-up. They have to literally run uphill, which is not hard. I mean, it's not easy to do, and they just can't get enough power behind it like they're used to.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort to get those feet in motion. Liz Carr's second shot, a nice one. And Jenkins, she had the furthest drive. Not a surprise. We've seen it all week long.
She's snapping off another long throw. Look at the finish here.
Go. Getting closer and closer toward the basket and closer toward a world championship for the second year in a row. Des seems to be putting everything she's got into these throws.
Well,
and there you go.
She's really fighting, Adam. She wants that second place finish.
I thought shirts were required here at the finals. Chigfree, not distracted by the man behind her. Nice upshot there.
Now Liz has some work here. She's throwing uphill. She wants to get a good position here for that putt. And there it is.
Great form on the upshot. And now Val. Great look there at her third shot as it rolls right to the grass. And Des, she still has that putt.
That's the way to do it, Des, right there.
Des finishes with a 4. Chigfree off the rim, so she'll take a 5. Carr, she connects for 4. Almost went out the back end, but it stayed in there. And Jenkins will tap in for 4. And now to the 7th hole. Carr still with the tee box and trying to lay claim to second place.
It's amazing how much power she gets out of that very compact motion, and she's getting a good look at the basket after that tee shot.
And some OB up that slope, so they want to stay away from the left side of the fairway. Jenkins curving right around the bend to the right, so she's in great shape with her drive. Now here's Des.
Fades a little bit at the end here, but still she's going to get a good look for her second shot.
So nice and clean for Redding. Here is Chigfree. Stays out of the woods. Stays out of OB land as well. Big smile off the tee. Now to our second shots. Chigfree caught a little bit of green there.
Shooting a little bit blind, but I think she's going to have a good result here. Same with Liz, coming around the corner.
Liz's second throw going across the fairway. Might have run into trouble with the tree line there. Redding keeping it nice and low and in the fairway, but not as much distance as we normally see.
She got lucky with a couple skips there, Adam. I think that's going to help her. Here's our leader.
Jenkins playing it safe too.
A lot of that, you don't realize how much uphill that really is, throwing it into the grass just like that.
And so Jenkins lining up her third shot. Whoa, so much for taking it easy on the upshots. Right off the plate, almost nailed it. Yeah, Liz, a little bit of a leaf. Chigfree rolls on up. Now here's Des.
It's a big putt for Des right here if she can get close.
It curved out, but she should be in good shape for a 5. 5s all around except for Liz Carr, who gets a 4 and extends her lead over Des for second place. And now we're going downhill, John. 690 feet, Liz Carr leading us off.
That's got to be a great feeling for Liz to be in control of the box for a few holes here during the World Championships. What a great learning experience for her. And a great shot, by the way.
Great shot. She'll have to not let that pole stare back at her when she's looking at her second throw. Now here's Val Jenkins. Everyone expecting some big air out of this one.
Looks like she let go a little bit early, Adam. We'll see where this ends up landing on the left side.
She stayed out of the woods near that yellow rope, though, which is usually more for just the skier's safety. Now here's Des, keeping it nice and low. Good groove here.
Looks like she picked the right disc here, and that's going to just curve right towards the basket. Real nice throw. Big skip, though.
Yep, the basket up ahead down to the right along that orange fence there, so she's in great shape. Chigfree.
Some big air here, but that looks like it got understable, which means it's going to curve right around, and nice throw.
Going for the big S curve. Little roll at the end doesn't hurt either. Jenkins along the rope, but not on the ropes in this one.
No, she doesn't need any of the ski patrol to help her out on this course, let me tell you.
Gets a nice little skip, and she's in her putting range. She's trying to avoid the thorns. Chigfree eyeing this one up. Nice soft hyzer in there. Looks like the wind knocked that thing down a little bit. And
yeah, you can see the wind's blowing. That flag is standing straight up there, so they're coming down the hill with that wind to their back.
And she'll have it at her back when she throws her putt. And now here is Liz Carr.
What a great line from Liz. Boy, she's got some really nice disc golf skills, and she's going to be around for a long time to come.
And she actually got it past the basket with that second throw. But that'll be good, putting into the wind. You don't have to have that much effort on your putt. Des having to do some footwork here.
Yeah, she had to throw across her body. The stance was really important there, but what a result that is.
So she's in good shape as well. What was that?
That looked like the brush bit back a little bit after she reached in there.
Sometimes the course gets you. And it just got Chigfrey there as she goes off the rim. She'll have to take a 4. Liz Carr unable to connect on that putt that would have given her a 3, so it'll be a 4 for her as well. And Jenkins continues to hit hers. So Des Redding in a familiar place.
Well, Adam, she has honors on the last hole of the World Championships. The only thing is she's playing for second place here instead of that World Championships, but it's a great performance by Des.
And that is what's being contested now. Second place between Des Redding and Liz Carr. Val Jenkins, a double-digit lead now. And here is Liz looking to match what Des just did. And this is going to be trouble going down the hill and out of bounds, John.
Yeah, I think Liz is feeling the pressure just a little bit here, and she overthrew it. That's a lot of power from her, and guess what? When you have that much power, it pushes the disc to the right.
Off toward the Snowmakers, and that is the wrong season. Now here's Jenkins, muscling one just like Des, parallel to the ground. Look at this thing sail.
That is just an amazing throw. That comes from experience of playing the course during the week when she knows just to keep it low and let gravity take its course.
And disc selection, so crucial in a spot like this. You need something overstable. You need something that's going to go straight, too. Let's see what Chigfrey pulls out here for her final drive here at Worlds.
She got behind it nice, but look, she got some power behind it too, Adam. It's pushing right, but wait, it's flattened out here.
It's flattening out, and it's going to be about as far as Liz's went, but it's going to stay inbounds, and she actually has a better drive than Val, and the crowd loves what Chigfrey's able to put together with that drive, and look at that, about 25 feet from the basket. And now here is Liz. This is her third throw. She needs to park this baby in order to have a chance at second place with Des, and she's going to come up short, John.
Yeah, I think her spirit sapped a little bit after that OB throw, so she just didn't get behind it enough. And look at this throw from Des. She's going to clinch it right here, second place.
Second throw, good, and she is right on the green. Here is Liz, her fourth throw.
She's got to go for it here if she wants to tie, but just not enough.
Not enough there. She would have needed to make that and hope that Des two-putted. That's not going to happen. And how about Val? Oh, almost an exclamation point on her World Championship, but she'll have that great tap-in moment knowing everything has already been clinched. And a great way to end for Chigfrey.
Yeah, she had a great Worlds this year. Again, a finalist in the Worlds, and another good performance. Bright future ahead for Angela.
And Des Redding nailing the putt for a 3 here on hole 9. That will give her second place here at World. She had a scramble to get it. And here is Liz Carr, and oh, what a rough hole to end Worlds for Liz.
Circle 6, not the way you want to finish, but still a great performance. Third place in the world.
And now Val Jenkins, back-to-back PDGA Women's World Champion. Take a bow, Val.
It's unbelievable. It's almost undescribable. I had my family behind me the entire way, and it's great to be finished. It's a relief, and I'm glad to be in Michigan to do it 2 times.
The Valerie Jenkins era is well underway. We'll be right back with the Men's Open Finals.
#1 ranked disc golfer in the world and current world champion David Feldberg throws Innova. 12-time world champion Ken Climo knows it's Innova. Women's Open world champion Valerie Jenkins believes in Innova. Innova, the choice of world champions.
Welcome back. You've waited long enough. It is time for John Dusler and me to take you to the Men's Open Final, hole #1. David Feldberg closing in on that elusive World Championship.
Well, Dave Feldberg has a commanding 13-throw lead after birding 12 holes in a row during the semifinals. But we have Nate Doss and Matt Orm tied up in second. And coming in off the second card is Mike Randolph, who played some great golf this morning. It's going to be a great finals in the Men's Open.
So now to the finals. Dave Feldberg leads by 13 throws going after his first World's Championship, and now it's safari time, John.
Safari time at the Timber Ridge Ski Resort, Adam. Dave has just been putting on a show. He's been a master here at the World Championships, opened up quite a lead in the semifinals, and he's off to a great start here with that tee shot.
Yep, putting it out on the grass. Not too many trees to hit on this first hole, which is a par 5, 780 feet. And now, here is Mike Randolph back in the finals again.
I'll tell you, Mike is unbelievable. He does not play that many tournaments during the year. He just shows up at the Worlds and gets into the finals. He's been putting on a great show, too.
But if he looks familiar to anybody, wait till he putts, because that's the PDGA logo you're looking at there. Now here is smiling Nate Doss, unleashing a big throw, and this is a ski course, so look out for the poles. Well, Nate's going to smile about that one, too, and so we're allowed to as well. He's last year's champ. He's in a good mood. Now here is Matt Oram, who didn't play in last year's Worlds, but he's back in the finals this time.
Matt's a rising talent. He's got great skills. You can see that lanky body helps him leverage that disc out of his hand, and he's way out there on that tee shot.
And you see a lot of the guys having trouble landing in the shallowest grass, the most cut grass, and you see the pin way up in the distance. And after hitting the pole on the first throw, here is Das with his second throw. This is really a battle for second now, isn't it?
It is a battle for second, and Nate got a little bit of a tough lie there. It's an uphill run-up, but boy, he is making the most out of that. Look at that shot.
A sweet hyzer to get him within putting range, at least for him.
Yeah, he can make those putts. The great gallery enjoying the beautiful weather here we've had all week in Kalamazoo. And Dave, a little bit off to the right there.
Yeah, Feldberg hoping to play pretty conservatively up 13 strokes, but he turned one over, and probably a lot of wind coming off that mountain. So he's in a little bit of trouble looking at his third throw. And now here is Randolph going after the pin.
Nice low release, and he's in great position for his three.
And now here is Oram eyeing up his second shot.
Big skip. Come on, big skip. Skip. Big skip. Yeah!
And he gets a nice skip out of that one, and he should be in pretty good shape as well as the gallery follows them up toward the green.
That's a hike for everybody, not just the players, but they're heading up the mountain.
And now Feldberg, who ran into a little bit of trouble, a little sky hyzer that looks like it crossed the green. He's looking for it.
There was a small opening in the trees, and he took advantage of it.
And now here is Randolph, the jump putt, sailing wide, and so he'll be going for a 4, and he knew he needed to make that. This is going to be a tight competition.
Well, they're all battling for second place here, except for Dave, and let's see what Nate does.
Oh, just off the rim. That putting style that he finally found a few years ago, and he's stuck with it. Great scramble by Feldberg to keep everyone at bay, and Oram finishes in style as well.
That's an eagle for Matt. That's a 3 on a par 5 hole. Great shot.
Randolph finishes off his 4, and we are through 1 here in the finals. So Oram with the box as we head into the woods and the devilishly difficult par 5 666-footer.
Matt's throwing a forehand here because this is a long, long fairway to the left, and then it finishes up with a dogleg to the right. Really difficult hole. The most difficult hole here in the finals.
And we'll see more of it as we go into the woods. Here is Feldberg unleashing one, dodges those first 2 trees, and is in really good shape.
Living dangerously there, but a great result for Dave.
He found dirt. That is good. You want to not land in the ferns or the prickers or whatnot. And now here is Randolph.
That's a really narrow window for all the disc golfers to get through, and you can see what happens. For the right-handed throwers, the disc finishes left, which is not a good place to be, and you can see by Mike's reaction there.
Yeah, he's shaking his head. Never good when the gallery has to move out of the way. Now Das. Oh.
Get some early wood right out of that left tree there, and he's sort of giggling. You know, Nate, I think, is a little disappointed. He really wanted this World Championship to follow up last year's performance, but he knows it's going to be for second place this year.
And so he is throwing first here. And this one's going to go a little bit further than his first throw, but still he catches the side of the hill there.
He got lucky, though. It bounced out into the middle of the fairway, so Nate's he's not in bad position there.
And Dave Feldberg watching the battle for second go forth here. And Oram using a flick, and he's right up there with Nate. Now here's Dave, keeping it low, keeping it clean.
Dave's been locked in all week. He really wanted this, the last jewel in his disc golf resume, and he is going to get it here in 2008.
And Mile High Mike in a little bit of trouble, but with that flick in really good shape to follow the road up toward the pin. Now Das again. This time he'll be happy with that throw. And now Oram.
This hole really demands every shot in the book here. The forehand, the backhand, great putting, and what an up by Matt Oram there. Great shot.
So he's right up there by the pin. And now Das trying to get himself a par out of this deal. And he should be able to do that there as his fourth throw gets up by the pin. Now Randolph. Stay on the road. Oh, great upshot there.
Mike's got all the skills. He is just a complete player.
And Feldberg just easing up on his third throw. He's in great shape and looking at a birdie. Das able to connect there and save par. He's got to be pumped about that after the way this hole started for him.
That's a great finish for Nate, especially after that start on this hole.
And Feldberg will extend his lead, the only birdie on the second hole here in the finals. And so Dave Feldberg in cruise control right now, up by 13 throws as we go into the third hole. That's right, the third hole.
Those are Dave's good friends, Melanie, his girlfriend from Oregon, and they are just enjoying the show he's putting on here.
Feldberg in the box, and this is a tough downhill shot, John.
It is, Adam. The pin placement is downhill and to the right, but Dave is still going to go conventional with the backhand.
Perhaps a little too much air underneath it is because it's going to curve out to the left, so Dave doesn't put on his smiley face for that one. Now here is Oram, trailing Randolph by one throw for second place. How about this one?
Well, this is what happens when you play the course 3 times during the week. He's going to take what could be an unconventional route, but it's a sky roller, and he landed too far to the right there.
Sometimes hard to get it to curve left to right after you have to go so long, so straight. So Oram did it that way, and so will Randolph. A sky-high Anheuser with a roller finish, but not the way he might have wanted it to turn out. It's going to roll into the woods there. And now Das, yeah, the Babe Ruth of disc golf going straight down the middle.
No doubt. He learned his lesson from those last 2 shots, and he's going conventional here.
And he gets more distance out of it in the end. Now let's go to the second throws here as the gallery follows suit. Nice day out on the mountain, and we see Randolph gonna punch out with the flick from in the woods. He's not gonna see how this one finishes, and perhaps that's a good thing because he lands on the hill and rolls downhill a little bit. Now it's Oram's turn, same deal.
Another forehand here. This is what happens when you play this unusual type of ski resort course. You have to use every shot in the book here, and we're seeing a lot more forehands than normal.
And he's going to need another shot because that one landed on the green and then rolled downhill. Now here's Das. Doesn't have to put as much on it, but it's a slippery green, and he's going to be looking at a big uphill putt with the wind blowing behind him. Feldberg, though, nice and easy.
Real soft touch by Dave, and that's going to give him a good result here, an easy finish-up putt.
Oram's third will put him in easy par finishing placement. Now Das.
Big putt for Nate. He could, ooh.
Almost got that one.
Trying to catch up to Mike for second place here. So this is a big putt for Mike. He can go up by 2 throws by making this putt.
Doesn't connect, and uh-oh.
Looks like the disc wants to take a little run here down the ski slope.
Yeah, the putter enjoying the black diamond, but Feldberg is enjoying this lead some more as Randolph tries to get out of the woods. And how about this?
Ooh.
Crowd loving it. You saw Mike's reaction, trying to figure out exactly which way his luck is taking him today. Feldberg, nice and easy. So after everyone parred the third hole, here we go to the par 4 fourth hole, and everyone clean on their drive. So here is the second shot for Dave Feldberg.
Well, the sun is shining on his disc. It's been shining on him all week, Adam. Great performance this year by Dave.
Even the smile comes out as he gets a little congrats. Now here's Orem.
Going to that forehand a lot during his finals, and oh, he's going for it.
Ooh, just right there around the basket. Almost got one there with the flick. Put that disc away, and now Randolph, stepping into it uphill, loses his footing a bit, John.
He lost his leverage there, and the result is going to show he's very short on this hole.
Well, the body English came through for him, though. He stayed out of trouble as far as going into the woods. Now Doss going to keep those feet planted.
No run-up for Nate.
Doesn't need it power-wise, and he's just slightly off to the right. Everyone's starting to take a seat here. They've been walking this mountain all day. And, wow, another uphill putt for Randolph.
Well, he knew Nate was within striking distance. He wanted to make that putt, and he sure did.
Now that guy there in the red is impressed. Doss, like a fountain. Feldberg, talk about confidence. He's got his chair under his arm already. So everyone birdies hole 4 here in the finals. Feldberg still in the box as we go to the par 4. Hole number 5, 792 feet.
Real challenging hole here. You saw the ski lift on the right side, so he was trying to stay away from it. He stayed too far away, though.
He does go into the woods, but he also has a very healthy lead at the moment. Now here is Randolph.
Mike's living dangerously here, riding those ski lift down the right side. Oh!
Well, better than falling out of the ski lift yourself, but he doesn't like where that one lands. Lost a lot of distance on that one.
Hopefully it stayed in bounds, Adam. Everything to the right of the ski lift is OB.
All right, so maybe Orem will take a cue from what he just saw, avoiding the ski lift here, but where's this one going to end up? A green disc going into the green woods. Never fun. And now Nate. Creaming it nice and low at the start, and it looks like it's off to the side enough to avoid the ski lift and stay healthily out of the woods. Almost, but it doesn't look like he's in there too deep.
Not too deep. It could have been a lot worse there, and a nice throw by Nate.
Definitely the most distance of the bunch.
The challenge here is this pin placement. You're going to see this basket sitting at the crest of the hill, and if you miss the crest of the hill, you're going to go down the backside, creating a very difficult uphill putt.
Great camera work following that sky hyzer as Randolph works his way downhill. Orem going with the baseball toss, hammer throw, trying to get out of the woods.
Hammer throw out of the woods. He's one with nature here. That's not exactly where he wants to be, though.
One with nature is a good thing. Maybe not on your second throw. And I'll have to punch out using a roller there. Now here's Feldberg. Didn't go in there too deep. Wants to play it safe, of course. Let's see if he goes after it too much.
Flanked by the sassafras here in the beautiful Timber Ridge Ski Resort. Nice shot by Dave.
So he's in good shape as well. Get out of there. Now Nate didn't go too deep at all. In the shrubs. Little leg kick.
Yeah, he let go of it a little early, though, Adam, and he's going to give himself that tough uphill putt we were talking about.
Yeah, so he ended up a little bit left of the pin, and he throws the disc back in the bag.
He's running out of holes here. Oh, Matty was going for it, but there's that shot I was talking about. If you miss the hole, it's a tough uphill putt.
And Nate, a little too tough for him. He shakes that one off, but it didn't roll too far away. Now here's Randolph, and for the third hole in a row, no, almost. Playing it safe that time because he knew he could roll downhill.
He knew he could roll downhill. Big downside behind this basket. See what Matty does here.
Wind at his back, reads it right. Very nice soft touch.
Hit that pin square.
So let's finish up here. Feldberg going to take the only birdie on the card for this hole, and he extends his lead. And now to the 6th hole, a 711-foot par 4. And a very flat hole for this course, John.
Yeah, they're at the foothill of the ski resort here, and Dave's out there in good shape for his first shot on hole 6.
He enjoys it. The fan club loves it. Here's Nate going for some maximum D.
Well, he's got a couple throws to make up here, so he got really aggressive. Oh, right into the gallery.
Right into the gallery, but not into the woods, so the lesser of two evils. Now Randolph, a little too high perhaps. Where's that going to S out? That doesn't take too big a skip, so he's still in good shape. And now Oram.
Matt's turned the hat around here, so he's going for a big throw. And look at this roller. The first one he uses the roller here.
You could see the way he was gripping it that this was what he was going for. And he gets good distance and, most importantly, stays safe. Now for their second throws here on Safari Hole 6 and Feldberg. You can see the pin in the distance. Just shy, but that's Feldberg putting range. You saw it on Conan O'Brien. And now Randolph, he's going to have to play a bit of a hyzer coming from the tree line on the left side. We'll see where that skip took him. And now Doss's second shot.
Nate starts it right to left here, but it gets a big skip there, as you can see. That's going to leave him a tough throw on the way back.
And after using a roller on his drive, Oram's going to go with a nice high flick. It's going to knife down nicely and be right there near the basket. We'll see where it lands for his third shot. Now Doss. His third shot coming uphill slightly. Ooh, off the rim. That could cost him down the stretch here in the race for second place.
Nate's pressing just a little bit because with Mike making putts like that, he knows he's running out of holes here for that second place finish.
Randolph sinks his. Oram with that great second shot on the flick. Drops in easily for birdie. And now Feldberg, a birdie for him as well. Feldberg still in control of the box as we go to hole 7, a par 4, 417 feet, but this one bends to the right, and Feldberg stays clean. But, John, this can be a tricky hole here as Randolph finds out.
Really tricky. OB on the left side, and Mikey just doesn't seem like he Anheusered that enough. He's up on the side of the hill.
And he does not like it. You can see the reaction from him as he tries to hold on to second place here. Now it's Oram's turn. He's going to try to carry that tree line.
He over Anheusered it, and look, he's in the woods right now, Adam.
So he goes into the woods, and body language saying a lot for these guys right now. He's not too happy with that one. Nate, though, a different story. Look at the twist in the tee box, John.
Well, Nate knows he only has about 3 holes left here. He got everything he had behind this throw, and look at the result, Adam.
One of the best drives we've seen in the finals as Nate gets huge distance and stays clean. And you can see Oram twirling his hat, trying to find his disc as Randolph punches out, and a nice over-the-top flick to get him on the green. Now here's Dave from the fringe, and you can already see the flag.
Just nice, relaxed throw by Dave. He knows that all he has to do is finish this thing up.
A little bit past the hole, and Doss with a perfect second shot. He's going to get a birdie 3 and be in great shape to take into a tie for second. As Oram here from out of bounds misses what would have been a shot to get him into that second place tie, but it's not going to happen. And Doss, he's in a little bit of a better mood now. He's going to be in a tie for second as Randolph misses his putt, which would have kept him alone in second place. Feldberg, nothing's missing here. So now to hole 8. Feldberg still with that huge lead. Doss and Randolph in a tie for second, and this is just downhill fun, John.
Look at that thing glide. It is still going. Way down the slope, Adam.
Gets a big skip. This is a 690 foot that they call a par 4, but these guys are reaching the basket in one throw. Look at Doss uncorking one.
Oh, he really tilted that beautifully. That is going to finish up so nice.
Kept it off to the right. Look at that dirt fly as he rolls very close to the basket. Great drive for him, and now Oram is going to try to match him. Playing to the right of the ski line. Curve inside of that pole, and bam, look at the huge skip.
Yeah, that's a long way to throw right there, even if it is downhill.
A fun hole to play for any disc golfer, getting maximum distance here. but Randolph a little bit to the left side of the fairway, and it's going to curve off to our right.
Yeah, Mike really backed off that throw. He didn't get maximum power behind it, and his result shows.
Over by the fence and well short of the pin. Everyone coming down the mountain. Randolph's second shot, and he's going to be just shy, but safe. Didn't go too far away. Now Feldberg hits the pole, so he'll take a 3 as well. Oram going spread eagle for this one, and there's a birdie. Birdie's a 690-foot hole. And since they call it a par 4, it's really an eagle as Doss hits his putt, and that gives him sole possession of second place.
Well, it took him all week to fight his way back to second place, but there he is now with 1 hole left, Adam.
And Feldberg in cruise control with 1 hole left. Just got to huff it up that mountain. So now we go into the final hole. Feldberg has this thing locked up. He's also trying to save a score of 100 under par. The battle for second, though, still raging, and Feldberg with an inquisitive look there, and Melody's smiling about something.
She's feeling it, too. I think she wants Dave to throw it into that cornfield behind the ski chalet. We'll see what he decides on, whether to go for the 100 under par or the girlfriend. So he could really haul off and throw this thing, but first, it's Nate.
On this par 4, 810 feet of downhill. Great shot of Nate's drive as he plays it close to the tree line, and he's coming back clean.
The wind's going to come and play on this hole, but Nate tilted his disc perfectly to land straight in.
So he's in good shape, and now it's Oram's turn. He's looking to park this thing if he's going to have any chance at second place.
Check that arm speed out from Matty, and he throws a real straight throw, but it's going to tail off at the end here and go left.
Yeah, curving violently off to the left there. And the gallery's going to have to adjust to that one. He doesn't like it too much. And now here's Feldberg. Finally gave up the tee box. Very nice of him to do.
Yeah, he doesn't know if he wants to throw this into that cornfield behind the ski chalet or not, but here he goes.
Oh, so following temptation.
Look at that thing go, Adam.
Throwing it with big air. Look at it go. Way out.
In for a landing.
And he was wise. Listened to his girlfriend over disc golf logic, and she's listening to her iPod. Now it's Randolph.
Mikey knows he has this 1 throw to catch up. Now he's 1 throw behind Nate for second place, and let's see what he does.
All about distance here, not turning it over as they go downhill. Coming sweeping into the left, and he is also a bit shy. It could be tough for him to catch Nate now for second.
Yeah, that's about a 100-foot putt that he's going to have to make to tie him for second place. And they'll be coming down the mountain, Adam.
You just put a song in my head, John. Feldberg, nice and easy on his second throw, skips right by. The basket should be an easy 3 for him. Now Oram, whose drive tailed off to the side, he's up there on the green as well.
They're finishing up the week here after so many rounds, and they know Dave knows he has it. His good friend Avery Jenkins here congratulating him. Big putt for Mike here, though.
Randolph leans back, lets it go. He needs it to hit, and it's going to be just shy and roll right to the pin, but it's not going to get him in that tie for second with Nate.
Nate just needs a good up shot here, stay within putting distance. He knows he has that 1 throw lead, and he's in great shape here. That locks up second place for Nate Doss.
Nate Doss has to be happy with that. He's going to be in second place for the second time in 3 years. And now Feldberg to finish off his first ever World Championship. On top of the world at the bottom of a mountain.
Dave Feldberg, our 2008 Men's Open World Champion. Congratulations, Dave. Tell me what this win means to your career.
It solidifies everything I've worked for. I won every major. I could retire now for all I care. Most of the week it was Nico LaCastro. He had a tough finish, finished I think 10th or 11th, but he's going to be a great young player. And always I had Nate Doss running. I think he finished second. Great, steady player. Had me nervous a couple times. And Matt Oram, I've known him since he was this tall. I used to go to his house when his dad would take me out, and we'd putt in the backyard, and he was this tall. He'd say, Dave, let me see your finger pop. Let me see my finger pop. So he used to say to me, so. And Mike Randolph, it's always a joy. We're both from Michigan. I've known him since I was an AM, and sorry he had such a tough finish up there, but he's a great player.
Well, you're a great champion, Dave Feldberg. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, John.
Congratulations to David Feldberg and all of our 2008 PDGA World Champions. Now it's time for the trophy ceremony.
The world champion, Avery Jenkins!
Had a blast this week, and it's all thanks to all the staff put in time, and you guys did an awesome job, so thank you so much. See you guys in 09. Thank you.
David Feldberg.
I want to thank everybody who's working real hard in disc golf, trying to make this the sport of the future. Stick with it. We'll all be together, and we'll all be a part of something great.
David Feldberg, everybody. Our world champion.
And that completes our coverage of the 2008 PDGA World Championships here in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, Michigan. For John Dusler, I'm Adam Zucker. We'll see you next year in Kansas City.